It's my favorite time. It's time to talk about some Conan. I went down to my comic shop. I was a week late getting down there. I was super bummed, but I'm so stoked because I'm like, all right, I'm picking up the last issue of Battle of Blackstone and the newest issue of Conan the Barbarian. However, I show up and they told me their shipment was like something went wrong. They didn't get any in stock and they're probably going to be getting it next week. So, bummer. I was a week late thinking I was going to get them both at the same time, and instead I just got to wait another week for the one. But I got this right here and I've read it twice already. So, I'm making up for not having the other. And now I guess I'm going to read it a third time as we just flip through and scan for you. On the back is just the checklist of all the books in this Blackstone event. And, there's just the main comic series, which I've read, and the Savage Sword issue. I haven't read any of the actual prose type stuff that went along with it, but I'm telling you, I'm having a great time with this. I got this main cover here by Thomas Nachlik, and it looks really cool. I dig it. And you know what? Let's actually flip to the back here where we got all the covers. Here's the variants. And I didn't see any of the variants on the shelf when I went into the comic shop. I just saw the regular issue there, and that's what I had in my pull box anyhow. I only have 2 issues in my pull box right now. Flash Gordon and Conan, and then I just try and grab every Conan adjacent and Godzilla book that comes out. But man, I tell you, I wish, you know what, let me not talk about what Marvel books I want in my Conan review, but I tell you, I'm always so happy that I have Conan to look forward to month by month as I go into the comic shop. And this was such a blast. The grimmest of writing, the jauntiest of artwork. I'm having such a blast with this thing. And it kicks off, we're down to 3 folks left. We got Kirwan here, we got Brissa, we got Solomon Kane, but Conan, he's dead, he's gone for. Or is he? Because, it's comic books, of course, and whose name is on the cover of the book. But we get this gnarly scene right here, which is just freaking me out because I'm not a fan of ice stuff. So I'm like wincing at that. Hell, I'm wincing knowing what's to come. And then we see him with the knife stuck in his face for a while longer. It's so terrible. So let me linger and share the pain. But so freaking cool. Awful, but cool. Getting a little bit of Odin sacrifice action, and he gets the power to see some ghostly connections and stuff, which ends up being lending itself to a really fun page and coming up in like 2 or 3 pages here. But yeah, this book is so much fun. We're getting tons of action. It's leading up to some really cool stuff. I can't wait to nerd out in just a second here, but I'm enjoying this so much. Like, I'm telling you, this book is just delivering everything I'm wanting. And like this page right here, this is the one I'm talking about. Swords and spears, ghosts and gunfire. So freaking cool. What a double page spread that is. I love that with the eye blast just zapping dude. Spear to the face, flying head, like just so very cool. Like so much action going on. Everyone's getting to do something cool. It's right up in our face there. Like what a blast. So yeah, that is just kicking. And all the action throughout this book is cool, but that double page was just phenomenal. Let's just sit on it a moment longer and appreciate it while I sip this coffee. That's so freaking awesome. And this monster is so cool too with his arms. And that face. Oof. Oh, all that blood and gore just flying around. So brutal. Yeah, like look at that. Chopping dudes in half. Cuts flying. Oh. Magic. And I love this too, how we do get the focus on the Solomon here. You know, like he gets some cool moments. You know, when he exits out of the story here, he does it in a cool fashion. But of course, as we see when we flip to the end, everyone who had their end also, you know, gets a little bit of a reset. But this is so cool with just everybody piling on the monster all at once, and then Brissa just coming down with that spear and bringing it down on the rock. And so very cool with this right here. You know, I'm just talking as I flip the pages, so I'm missing out on it, on like talking about each and every panel. But like right here, where we have the creature getting the weakness because like the writer is writing the weakness into reality. Like, you know, that's real cool. I'm digging that. That's fun. You know? And it's playing with the idea of how all the magic works and everything, and the power of imagination, which I like. But yeah, so very cool. This page where she just busts it down and breaks stone. Like, that's radical. And then boom, we're getting flashback to where we started out at the beginning, but we see just little jumps and changes here. And I like how we got an eye patch now, like looking sexy. That's Schwab right there, I tell you what. But I'm really liking this. I'm loving how this is setting up, like what is gonna go on with Brissa. I mean, I don't know, but that's good that we have her kind of in the pocket, ready to be used at any time, and we have this kind of untethered nature to her, so we could see her popping up at any point in the future Conan the Barbarian stories, or Savage Sword for that matter. And that's really, really cool and exciting, because, you know, like, her story's not over, and I don't know about you, but I've thoroughly grown to enjoy her as a character, and everything going on with her as a Pict is pretty radical. And then the really cool reveal is this in the back here, where we find out that creature is pretty much just like a emissary, a little tether, a tendril for Shuma-Gorath. Which is so kicking, because of course he is a Conan character. But yeah, I always think of him as a comic book character first and foremost, because that's where I know him from. Like, shoot, my second comic book I read was Doctor Strange, you know, and it quickly got into all that sort of stuff. So, you know, I love that kind of thing. But man, that's so cool bringing it in here, and you know, what a way to kind of like, you know, snatch an IP. You know, it's technically yours, but you know, it got kind of known from the other. So all I have to say is I love me some of that old ass Marvel superheroes game, and what a blast it is having Shuma-Gorath as a playable character in it. Although I swear to God, they only picked that because it was Japan making the game, and Japan lacks their weird tentacle shit. Because what a left field choice that character is. But very, very cool. Super hyped. I can see that being great for like the speculator market, and then maybe trying to reach out into some of the more Marvel fans too. You know, maybe get some people to go back and get some older issues, or draw interest into future stuff. You know, that's not really what I'm in it for. I'm already in it, you know. I was in it either way, but I think that's super cool, and if it gets more people reading the books and stuff, all the more power. And this is great too, because that's just what we got here in our little essay that we get in the back of every issue, which is so fun. I really hope they continue to do this throughout the rest of the series. Like, just keep it going, because there's always something cool to say about everything going on, and they're very informative. And if they're not informative to me, I know they're informative to somebody else, you know, because that's how this sort of thing goes. But very fun, and just talks about the actual origins of Shuma-Gorath and him first showing up in a Cull story, just in mention, and then getting further worked on and elaborated and whatnot in the comic books. But doing a really good job of firmly establishing the literary origins of the character, and that it is within the IP of the Conan estate and not Marvel. Like, you're doing a good job, Jeffrey. But no, I'm all kidding aside. I'm laughing because, you know, there is that sort of elephant in the room about the whole idea of the character and it being known, especially in like this iteration that we're seeing in the back here. Like that's Marvel comic, you know. But like, I seriously enjoy every single one of these little essays in the back of all these comics, and they're so much fun, and I hope we keep getting them. And all I have to say is Jeffrey Shanks needs his own adjective thrown in front of his name like everybody else in the books. So like I don't know, Jolly Jeffrey, how you feeling? I'm not as clever as some editors who are going to come up with the name, but seriously, he deserves a adjective too. But I had such a blast with this book. It was so cool. I've thoroughly enjoyed this series, and I really do hope we see further adventures of all the different characters in these books. I had such a fun time with the Savage Sword issue that was all about the various characters, and man, that's what I really would love, is just like a kick-ass anthology. And if Savage Sword just keeps that coming, throwing us short stories with new characters every now and again, like, I'm gonna be tickled pink. But as far as just throwing us a really cool little mini-series, this kicked ass. All four of them together were wonderful. This was a great finale to it, and it did a good job of kind of undoing everything that was catastrophic while keeping everything like intact and mattering. So like, kudos all around. Well written, cool action, like just everything I want. So thanks, had a blast, and I'm looking forward to reviewing another Conan book real soon.